Nation now, you're with me, Tanima Biswas. Now, decades of haphazard, unplanned development has blocked the natural drains of Chennai, and that is one of the key reasons why Chennai's floodwater took over 7 days to recede. This time, even when it was not raining. Encroachments into water bodies, which could have otherwise acted like natural drainages, has made the problem worse in the city. The Greater Chennai Civic Corporation, which covered an area of 47 square kilometers back in 1980, increased to 402 square kilometers by 2010, and most of this through encroaching into water bodies. 186 square kilometers of waterlands in the city has now been reduced to around just about 70 square kilometers due to development projects. Activists also point out that the government is the biggest enabler of land encroachments in the state.
Sir, can you explain us about what is the root cause of this Chennai flood, sir? Because this is not an yearly issue. We are saying continuously every year most parts of the Chennai is coming under water, but this time, even after 7 days, the water have not receded in most parts of the city, particularly the northern part of Chennai.
So I think that before we are able to give a specific reason for the inundation and the lack of drainage in certain areas, right? For that, we would need to go to that area and see what the reason is. But in general, speaking about Chennai, the city has grown on its wetlands and occupying open lands, and has at every step of the way blocked any routes for water to leave. The places where water leaves and goes and stays before being drained into the sea have also been occupied. And that might be at the root of the problem, that the built-up area in the city has increased vastly. The same kind of a problem also plagues cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Bombay. And so we are seeing floods in those places as well. This is the 1970 Survey of India map. And you can see Velachery area is bounded by that blue line. And that the area is probably about 600, 700 years old. In 2015, all that remains of the water spread area is this thin, small black patch. The rest of it has all been, urbanized. This is Kodungayur area in North Chennai. I mean, so the places that you're referring to in North Chennai that are flooded are in the vicinity of this. But this is not the only problem in North Chennai. I'll come to that in a bit. But if you look at this, you have a layout. So this is, as you can see, a very clearly planned layout. You see straight lines over here. It means that it's a planned area. And so that's also been completely converted. This is more recent. This is the Pallikaranai marshland. The Pallikaranai marshland used to be 50 square kilometers. And now it's reduced to less than 5 square kilometers. In the early 2000s, around after the tsunami, the IT industry was looking to come into Chennai, and the government of Tamil Nadu was inviting the IT industry, and they decided to carve out 285 acres out of the marshland and gave it to Sholinganallur, Elcott, SEZ. There are very big companies like Wipro and others that are located inside the water body.
Let me go across to my colleague Mugilan for more on this. Mugilan, what we can in fact see is that several questions are in fact being asked as to what is the reason for this perennial problem that Chennai faces every time it rains heavily. But one of the main issues seems to be that the civic body, in fact the government, has been a bit in a way casual about these encroachments which have been done, especially onto the water bodies.
Definitely, several activists point out how systematically several water bodies and wetlands in Chennai were converted into properties and land areas is what we are hearing. And we also have a comparison about the land areas which have subsequently increased at the cost of wetlands going down in Chennai. And we spoke with several activists, and they also point out that almost more than 100 square kilometers of wetland has been converted into land areas for developmental purpose is what we are hearing them. And the missing links, that is from one lake to another lake or one water body to another body, there have been several canals, and that canals has been encroached by government and the people, and that is what have led to the flooding is what we are hearing. And they demand that the government should ensure that no such diversion of these wetlands are being done for the done in the name of developmental activities is what we are hearing. And they also say that simply a stormwater drainage cannot be a solution to the flooding situation in Chennai. They say that there should be a concrete action plan from the government to evict all the squatters from the water bodies and preserve the water bodies, and only that can be a long-term viable solution for the flooding situation in Chennai.
Right, Mugilan, thank you so much for joining us with that.